Hey, thanks for joining me again today. I'm so glad that you're here for another edition of my 2022 No Buy year. So today we are going to talk about things that I coveted but didn't buy this month. I just thought this would be kind of fun because, you know, I really wanted to still be able to look at things and want things and allow myself to feel those desires without purchasing them. And I thought it was good to talk about those things that I wanted and desired and how I moved through that desire and really talked myself down from wanting to buy these things, because I think ultimately that is my goal, is to create a better relationship with purchasing stuff, to take a moment, to take a breath and ask myself. It's not really about completely abandoning shopping for a year and then trying to come back into it. It's about reframing my brain. So I didn't want to just completely cut myself off from wanting anything. I didn't think that that was helpful for me. It might be for you, and if that is helpful for you, that's great. It's just not what I thought was gonna work for my brain. And so yeah, so let's get into talking about the things that I coveted and wanted this month but didn't buy. Let's get into the video. Okay, so I tried to put these down into categories, and I will put a screenshot of each item up on the screen so you can see what I'm talking about, and we can talk through how I resisted my urge to buy these things that I really coveted and wanted. So first category we'll do is beauty. And the very first thing on my list here is the Pacifica Plumping Lip Gloss. Pacifica just came out with a vegan collagen plumping lip gloss in a glass bottle. So the packaging is covetable to me. The formula is covetable to me. I love a plumping lip gloss, and it's vegan, and it's a neutral color, and everything about it was all the things I want in a plumping lip gloss. And so when that hit my inbox, I was like, oh my gosh, why did this have to come out now? I want this so bad. And then I was like, no, you're okay. It's okay that it came out now. It might still be there in a year. If you really need it, it will be there in a year. But like, do you really need it? Because you have a ton of Fit Glow lip glosses, lip serums that you already have. Yes, they're not in a glass tube, but you already have them. So why wouldn't you use what you have first? It doesn't make sense. You have it in neutral colors, you have a clear, you have the night serum if you want a clear. There's absolutely no reason that you need to add a lip gloss to your collection right now. And I was like, yeah, wiser Amy, you are wiser than me. And my instinct to initially want to purchase, and I decided not to purchase the Pacifica Plumping Lip Gloss. And I feel good about that. I feel like I really was able to, you know, understand my feelings around why I wanted it and find myself an alternative that I already have that's just as good. So that was a really great one for me. Another thing that Pacifica came out with were these reusable face masks. So they're like a silicone face mask for under your eyes and like for your forehead and things like that. And you put your own serum on them, and then you can use them over and over again, and they come in a tin case. And you know, this is the problem with green items, green washing of items and things like that, because I have a ton of masks that I purchased over the last couple of years that need to be used that I haven't used. So why is it going to benefit me to buy a reusable mask? I'm just buying more product. Silicone isn't recyclable. Silicone doesn't break down. It is long lasting, and it is, you know, inert and all the things. So I do like silicone as a product, but I don't need to purchase it, you know. I already have cellulose masks, and yes, they come in packaging that has to be thrown away, but I just last Black Friday got a plastic recycle TerraCycle box out of my garage that I can put that packaging in, and I already purchased the items. I already own them from years of purchasing face masks. It just really doesn't make sense to me. It's not what I need right now. But there was just this part of me that was like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what you've been waiting to come out on the market. You need to get it. And I didn't. I don't need to get it. I really, really, really don't need it. I wanted it because it was new and exciting, and it, you know, it really struck a chord with me on the eco-friendly center of it. But it's not eco-friendly to buy something that I don't need, and I need to constantly remind myself of that. And it's unfortunate that we get this messaging so much that, like, you'll better the planet by buying this product. You know, buy a reusable water bottle. If you already have perfectly good mason jars or cups or things that you already use, you don't need that. You don't need to go out and buy, you know, more things to be eco-friendly. That doesn't even make sense. And it's a message that is really heavily in the market and really hard to disconnect from, so that you can remind yourself of the truth of what is eco-friendly. Anyways, that's my rant on the eco-friendly mask, but that's really where it came down to for me. That's what spoke to me. That's what allowed me to be like, yeah, you don't need this, Amy. So I think it's relevant. So the other thing that I got, I did not buy any of these. The other thing that I coveted, that I wanted, was Rose Inc. Came out with a skin enhancing luminous tinted serum. And I love Rose Inc concealer. I have very neutral, fair skin, and it is really hard for me to find a concealer or a base product that isn't too pink or too yellow. And I was really excited when Hannah Louise posted about the Rose Inc. She has like a green to her skin tone, like an oliveness, and I don't have that. Mine's just extremely neutral. But the Rose Inc concealer has been amazing for my skin. I've loved it. It's nourishing and hydrating. I have really dry skin. I'm turning 40 this year, so I'm definitely up there in my years, and I can't use a lot of the really heavy cakey makeup, and it's a beautiful product with really good coverage without being really heavy or really drying. So for them to come out with a foundation, a base, I was like, oh, I need that. Again, it's that I need that constant, I need that, like, it's replacing something. And I'm like, no, it's not replacing anything. You haven't run out of base product. You don't have a current base product that you use. I do have a Pacifica, the Skin All Light foundation in neutral, but it's a little too pink for me, and it's a little too light, which is rare because I am so fair. It's very rare that I get something too light. But I don't need to replace it. I can still use it up. I mix it with just a little bit of bronzer. Well, I don't mix it with the bronzer. I put it on and then I warm it up with bronzer, and it works just fine if I want a little bit more full coverage than just using concealer, because that's what I normally do. I just use concealer, and I don't do all over my face because I like my natural skin to show through. So, you know, I think that it is something that I do want to try and that I would love to have in my collection, but I can wait until the end of the year to try it, and maybe by then I'll decide that I don't need it, or maybe I'll decide that I do and I want to purchase it then. But for right now, I think the conclusion I came to is, yes, I do really want it. If it wasn't my no buy year, that one I think I would purchase, because I don't think I have a product like it. But because it's my no buy year and I have products like it that I could make work that kind of do the same thing, not really, because it's not a serum. I don't have any kind of like serum foundation that lets my skin shine through, that adds coverage or anything like that. So, but it's a no buy year and I'm not ready to, you know, break that. So I'm gonna wait on that one. But that is definitely one that is a contender to go on the list to consider for at the end of the year if it's something that I would like to purchase. And I might actually end up making a list of items like that, and maybe we'll go over it at the end of the year and talk about if that thought has changed, or if I decide I want to go back and purchase these items, or if I've changed my mind and I'm not going to purchase them when I'm done with my no buy year. And let's see, so again, Pacifica had a collagen hydrating setting mist. So this was really exciting. I have their hemp hydrating setting mist. I really love it. I'm about halfway through it, and I think I might purchase this when I'm out of my setting mist, but I will use up my face sprays first because my facial sprays work as setting mists. I don't need a really heavy setting mist that's gonna like lock in my foundation. I'm not under lights all day. I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I'm just home with my kids during the day. I'm not under, you know, fluorescent lights at work. I'm not in a really hot environment. I'm not teaching yoga. I do teach yoga, but I haven't been since prior to the beginning of the pandemic. I haven't taught yoga. So I don't need a really heavy setting spray right now, so I think using just my facial mists, and then once I'm all done and out of facial mists, which I have quite a few, I think I have like 6 face mists going right now, I will probably purchase this Pacifica Collagen Hydrating Mist within this no buy year, but as a replacement, and definitely not right now. So that's how I talked myself out of buying this month. And then the final beauty item, I believe, is the Herbivore Nova Serum. Herbivore is one of my absolute favorite skincare products. They're a little bit more pricey, and I usually buy them when they're on sale, which is usually Black Friday. I'm sure they have other sales, but that's the sale I usually notice when they have. They are a small company based out of Seattle, so I like that they're a local company, but I believe you can get them on Ulta. I don't know if you can just get them, or no, not Ulta, Sephora, but I think you can get it throughout the whole country. I don't think it's just here. So, but they are a small company out of Seattle. And I love their CBD face oil. It's called their Emerald CBD face oil. I still have a little bit of that left. I've had it. It's a huge bottle, and it's lasted me 2 years. It still smells perfectly good and still works really great. I'm really down to the very end of that, but I have other facial oils that I'm going to use up after that. But I probably will, again, this is another item, this Herbivore Nova Serum, order that when I replace my Emerald oil at the end of my no-buy year. But maybe not. Maybe I'll decide by then there's another one. That's the thing, I think, with serums. A lot of times I get hyped up about them, and then by time I actually get around to using them, like I'll purchase them and then they'll sit in my cupboard, and then I'll use up my other serum, and then by the time I get to using that, I've already moved on to wanting another one. And I think that was the realization I came to with the Herbivore, is that I think it is really just me wanting to hop on a trend and get it now because it's new. And so we'll see. That's gonna go on the keep my eye on that list. So I think that concludes everything as far as beauty. So there were a few things like home related that I really wanted, and I spoke on this in my last video. I found at Target this little wooden elephant, and actually when I was looking up the photo, I found out it's not an elephant, it's actually a oh my goodness, it's actually a woolly mammoth, but it looked like an elephant. And it doesn't matter because my son's obsessed with woolly mammoths too. Piggy bank, wooden piggy bank at Target, and it was on clearance for like $7, and I really wanted to get it for him. But I let myself feel the feelings. I looked at it and I reminded myself that yes, just because it's an elephant, he would love it. He does need a piggy bank. He has been asking for a piggy bank, but the reality is he has like an old Chuck E. Cheese piggy bank from his brother from a decade ago that he uses all the time, and it's perfectly fine. It's smaller, but he can get a bigger piggy bank later. Maybe I can buy him something for his birthday. I'm sure I can find an elephant piggy bank on Etsy for his birthday or something like that, that he might even love even more. So I am not gonna purchase that because he's just gonna 5 minutes later forget that it's exciting. I mean, kids are the ultimate reminder that buying things is short-lived, you know, that 5 minute of love and then it's on the floor and forgotten about. Yeah, so I didn't buy the elephant, and even though I really wanted to, for multiple reasons. And the other few things I found at Target was there was an I Love Us pillow. It was like this Valentine's Day pillow, and the last year my relationship has been interesting. My family dynamic has been interesting, and it spoke to my heart of how I'm feeling about where I'm at in my life right now, and just this I love us. The wording, and realized looking at the pillow, I don't even really like the pillow. It has like these little tassels around it. I'm not a tassel gal. I don't like tassels. My cats will eat the tassels off of it. And I didn't even particularly love necessarily the font or the style of the pillow. It wasn't terrible. I mean, I don't hate it, but I realized that I just was in love with the sentiment of it. And I can take that sentiment and put it somewhere else in my home. You know, I could write it on my mirror with a Expo, or actually I use these things called Stabilo markers, but I could write it on my mirror in my bedroom. I could design and paint a piece of wood or sculpture or something like that with stuff I already have, and hang it on my wall. There's so many other ways that I could have that sentiment brought into my life without spending money. So I didn't buy that. And then the other thing I found at Target was this watering can, and I have been needing a new watering can. I have this little tiny watering can from IKEA, but I have about 20 plants, and I have to refill it so many times when I'm going around my house watering. And yeah, it's annoying, and I would love to have this bigger, beautiful watering can in my life. And my partner, in fact, took a picture of it because he wanted to remember what it looked like when my birthday comes around or Mother's Day. So I definitely think it would be a great item to go on a gift wish list, and that is exactly where that item will go. But I don't need it because I do have a watering can that works right now, and I can live with needing to refill it. It's really not a big issue. And I've been doing that for 2 years now since I bought the little watering can, so I think I'll be okay for another year. So the other thing, last two things, the last household thing though, actually came across my feed when I was posting some stuff to offer up. I will, in my no buy year process, in my rules, I'll link the video down below. You can see all my rules, but one of the rules was getting rid of things that I don't love that are causing me to feel like I need to replace them even though I'm not using them, and I'm fine without them because I have them and they're not what I wanted exactly, that I need to somehow fix it and replace it, even though I've been perfectly fine without it for a while. So going around my house, finding the things that we could sell and that somebody else could use. And when I was on OfferUp, this Vanity popped up and it was so beautiful. This isn't the exact one. I should have screenshotted at the time, but I wasn't even considering this video. I hadn't thought of this concept of this video yet. So I went back through and tried to find a similar one, and this is very similar to the one that I saw. And I just was like, oh my gosh, that would fit perfectly in the corner of my bedroom. I could shoot my videos with that. But honestly, I love my makeup area that I have set up. I have it set up. We have this little walk-through, pass-through area into our bathroom, and it is perfectly in the center of the house where I can hear the kids while I'm putting on my makeup in the morning, while I'm drinking my coffee, and I'm right central to them and accessible to them. And bringing all my makeup and things in my bedroom would make me less accessible and not exactly ideal in that aspect. And so, you know, I like what I have. I don't need to change it, even though it might help with my filming. I don't need it. And the very last, no, two more, sorry, two more. This is, so I guess this could be considered home, but it's for my cat. They had at Target this cat super yacht, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat. You guys remember, right? I wanted that for my cat. I wanted her to be on a boat so badly. But I also was like, she has a cat scratcher that is perfectly good right now. She doesn't need a replacement. I was like, but they're not gonna have it. It's a seasonal item. It's gonna be gone. And if it's gone, it's gone. And I bet they will have another cat scratcher that I will love. Cat scratcher, these types of cat scratchers don't last indefinitely anyways. And then I also was reading reviews that people said that it didn't hold up well. When their cat climbed up onto the top of it, it fell apart. And I have a very large cat. So I really talked myself out of needing the super yacht for my cat. I don't need it. And the actual very last thing is this pair of earrings from Etsy. For Christmas, my mom gave me some money to buy some stuff off of Etsy for myself, and I had picked out some gold earrings. I have my ears pierced in multiple spots, and for years just haven't had anything that was like everyday wear earrings that I didn't have to take out. And so I was trying to, even though it was prior to my no-buy year, really only stick to the money that she gave me. And I didn't have money to get these little pyramid earrings that I was going to put in my first hole, but I was like, I have so many longer or like decorative earrings that I could wear in my first hole that I didn't need a daily earring for these holes anyway. So I chose to buy these hoops and this barbell, and I actually have this other little, it's right here, climber that I have normally in my ear, but anyways, my ear was having issues and I had to take it out temporarily. I need to put it back in. So these I've been wanting since December, and it's okay. I'll get them eventually, or I'll put them on a Christmas or birthday or whatever wish list, and maybe I'll get them from somebody, or I'll buy them at the end of my no-buy year if I decide that I still want them. I definitely do want them eventually, but I don't need them, and I can make do with what I already have for now. And I'm happy just to have, you know, everyday earrings in some of the holes on my ears that I haven't had in years, and it's been quite enjoyable. So I don't need to add to that. Like, I can be happy with what I have. I don't need more and more. Like, there's this desire, like, that felt good to have these, I need to have more. And it's like, no, actually you don't. You can just have these and be happy. You can. And it's okay. It's okay to enjoy that happiness and not feel the need for more to validate it. Like, that happiness is valid in just what it is. It doesn't need to be added to be valid. I don't know if that resonates with you, but definitely resonated with myself. And that is all the things I coveted this month but chose not to purchase in spite of the desire to. And let me know down in the comments what items you really were wanting to buy this month but didn't purchase, or that you did purchase and why you decided to purchase them. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear if you're doing a no-buy year, how it's going. If you're not doing a no-buy year, thanks for joining me, for sticking around for this whole video. Maybe consider subscribing, clicking that notification bell so you get notified when I post. Until next time, peace.